Welcome back to the podcast, where we talk all things finance and accounting. Today, I am joined by Mansi, an accounting and bookkeeping expert.
Hello, guys. I'm Mansi Shah, and I am into the accounting industry for 4 years now. I am basically here to help you out with the financial health of your business. Um, you can run your business independently, and I'm here to just make you look perfectly good.
Thank you for joining me today. A
No
lot of
problem.
business owners feel overwhelmed by bookkeeping and taxes. What are some of the biggest headaches you see, and how do you simplify them?
This is the most basic question I come across. I have been talking to so many clients now, and one of the common struggle that I see is all the business owners want to do everything by themselves. Like they juggle from things to things. So starting from invoicing to payroll to tax filings, all those things. When they start doing themselves, they kind of get buried in the paperwork and. Um, all these things eventually leads to you missing the deadlines for filing, um, more amount of taxes and more amount of interest and penalties. Along with that, sometimes it gets so overwhelmed that you actually end up messing the whole thing. And instead, if you are running your business in profit, but you are not sure of how things are going in the books, and based on that, everything gets messed up. So we as an accounting professionals are here to help you move up your game in the business, help you figure out the true numbers of your business by doing your bookkeeping, giving you the true picture, making you up on track with the HST, GST payments, payroll tax payments, and by that, eventually making sure that you get all the deductions that you're supposed to and avoid the mess in the future.
Perfect. And many people think bookkeeping is just data entry, but it's much more than that. How can solid bookkeeping actually help business owners make better decisions?
Um, a really good question, and I appreciate this because people actually have synonymized bookkeeping is equal to data entry. Um, Data entry is basically copying certain paragraphs, certain statements from one page to another, versus bookkeeping is more than that. Bookkeeping is taking into categorization all the financial statement transactions that you, as a business owner, have been doing during the year, um, categorizing it into a correct account in order to see the true picture of your profitability, of your liabilities, and of your assets. And this helps you actually to track your business in a way that eventually leads up to a true financial health and true financial picture of the business. And for this, I would actually like to explain more where with proper bookkeeping, we uncover the wrongs that are going on with the business, help you tweak those wrongs into your strengths and stabilize your profits. And without financial tracking, it's going to create the issues that really go unnoticed. And at the end of the financial year, or maybe later in the future, you end up in so much mess that becomes difficult for you as a business owner to deal with. So it's advisable to connect with the professionals like us and make your future decisions based on the true picture.
Right. And for businesses needing financial statements or compilations, what do these reports actually help them do beyond just meeting compliance?
Issuing financial statements and getting the compilation engagements done are two different things. So when we only issue financial statements, that's just basically filing a T2. That's a corporate income tax return with government. And compilation engagement is the notice to reader engagement that gives you overall detailed picture wherein it will actually uh, make you and the users of the financial statements know more detailed picture of your business. And more than just meeting a compliance, it's actually giving you how your business is going over the period. So let's say you want to expand your business, you want to take up a business loan for that purpose. Now bank is not going to issue a loan on the fact that you just need a business loan for expanding your operations. In fact, they need a letter from issued from the accounting professional, stating the forecasted cash flow statements, um, stating the forecasted financial statements, and by that they can assess the health of your business, how you are actually going to do, how your market share is going to look like as of now versus future, versus how your business is doing in comparison to other similar businesses that's going on in the industry. So all these things basically build credibility and helps you and your business show the seriousness into the industry. So needing the financial statements with accurate numbers is more important than just showing it up. That's one of the most important things.
Amazing. Now, GST, HST, and payroll slips, all these forms and filings can get confusing. How do you help your clients stay on top of everything and avoid getting caught off guard?
These are the most important filings. Being a Canadian business owner, these filings should be a topmost priority in doing the business. I had a retail business owner. He missed the GST filings for almost a year and a half, and he was hit with so many late penalties. Now, once we connected, I basically told him how the due dates work. So his turnover crossed $50,000 during the year, and he was supposed to file quarterly. Now I helped him manage all those tax slips that he collected. And first and foremost thing that I explained him is how GST works. So GST is basically whatever you collected as your sales versus whatever you paid out HST as in expenses, and the net is you're supposed to pay to the government. But these certain complications business owners do not tend to understand, and they end up paying more or less, which eventually gives them a huge chunk to pay at the end of the financial year. So by connecting with us as in professionals, all these things get sorted, and even the remittances. Payroll remittances are one of the most important thing that clients ignore. Uh, those remittances basically are the payroll that you send it to your employees during the period. Now, when you send out payroll, you're supposed to deduct taxes such as CPP, EI, income taxes, and all these go to government. Now, if they are not going to government by the business owners while paying salary to their employees, employee at their own end have to pay those taxes at the year end when they file their personal taxes, and employees find it very annoying when the employers do these. So all these important things are to be taken care of, and therefore government has set a schedule that is at the 15th of each of the next month, you are supposed to pay the remittances of your previous month. So we come in as a professional, help you make sure that you don't miss out on the deadlines, and you issue those forms correctly. There's one another form for payroll. Let's say it's a T4. Now, T4 is basically when during the financial year of, say, January 1 to December 31st, 2025, you issued payroll to so many employees. Now, you when you pay out the payroll, you give out so many, either it's remittances, it's taxes. So government wants to make sure that when you issue that T4 to government, it's basically stating that you did these expenses for your businesses. Now these expenses are technically um, available to you sometimes as deductions, and this, when government gets to government, they cross it with the filings that are done by the employees, and eventually everything is in line. So all these have to be made sure that that's done in the deadline. Otherwise you're going to end up paying so many late penalties and interest, which as a business owner you don't want that. So this kind of structure is what we bring and what I bring to every client. And I help these kind of um, technicalities to figure out and build a client relationship here.
Perfect. That's very insightful. Planning ahead is key for any growing business. What kind of budgeting or forecasting advice do you give your clients to help them feel financially confident?
Well, planning is a key to any aspect of life, whether it's a professional life or it's your personal life. In terms of business, let's say you want to expand your business. You want to buy some new equipment, being into the landscaping industry or being into manufacturing industry. And for that, you will need a budgeted and cash flow forecast to see that the seasonal slowdowns and the other expenses are managed correctly by making sure that you have the contingency funds. So all these, when done properly and proactively before drowning down into taking up those heavy expenses, can actually give you the clear picture of what's actually coming, and that could help you feel confident enough to invest into those business opportunities. Or let's say you want to just without straining your cash flows, you will actually have those pictures. And us as a professional, we know how to actually forecast those rather than just taking up random numbers and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking and this is where I'm going to end up. So that's not how things work in the business. So it's all about being prepared and proactive at the same time. So planning definitely will help you at any point in time to grow your business, to be active in the business, and make sure that you are actually going in the right path.
Amazing. If you could just give one piece of advice to small business owners to keep their finances healthy, what would it be?
Um, Amongst everything, the most important advice I would give is don't wait until end of the tax season to look how your numbers are. You have to make sure that we have consultations every quarter, every month, to see where you and your business as a whole stand. We have to, and me specifically talking, I have a system wherein we do monthly check-ins with clients. I actually make sure that the quarterly estimate payments and whatever installments that the businesses need to make, I make sure that I stay on top of it. I consult with the business owners, see how what their needs are, make sure that they have enough time to pay. I help them go through the process of how to make those payments in how much chunk, and the result is they don't have surprises at the end. They feel much more in control, and at the year end you just have to pay a small amount in case it is. Otherwise everything is paid out during the year, so at the end you don't have to pay anything. So basically, staying on top of the finances during the year can make a huge difference. And that's the most important advice, where I would say just connect with me as a professional and I would help you manage your financial health very accurately.
That's wonderful. Thank you for joining me today, Mansi. That's all we have for today. If you enjoyed today's episode, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.